Did you ever play Mario Baseball? Super Mario Sluggers?
No, I have not.
If I have
the only one I played was tennis.
Oh yes, Mario Tennis is good.
Proves that.
Yeah.
As well as Mario Kart. That's pretty much it.
Mario.
Oh, golf.
Mario Golf is fun. Golf is probably
Kart.
the one that I played the least. How do I throw a coin? Oh, I don't even have a coin.
Every time I hear a coin, I keep thinking Vancouver Canucks with their player that is named Adrian Acoin.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I don't really follow sports, so I don't really know.
It's been years since I've heard that name.
The only
I don't think he plays on that team anymore.
The only hockey player I remember, or that I know of now, really, is Elias Pettersson. You know, Pettersson, that guy? Do you know him? He's like the superstar, all-star guy who's like really good for the Canucks.
Nope.
You might have remembered him possibly from all the advertisements that he did for Audi.
Nope.
Oh my god. Okay, anyone who wants to look it up. I'm not sure if it's actually on the internet anymore. There's a YouTube video that's really low quality of the commercial, because I don't think it's actually like... They don't play it anymore, and there's no high-quality version of it. But it's Elias Pettersson, basically doing an ad for Audi, but he's monotone the entire time. And he's like, Vancouver Audi. I have so much excitement when I drive this car. I really feel the air in my hair when I am driving a Vancouver Audi. But it's like, it's just, they show it with all these shots of like, you know, how epic it is and blah, blah, blah. And then you just have this really like monotone voice in the background. It's great. It's fantastic. I think a lot of people memed it was the thing. So I have a feeling that's what kind of got it off the internet. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Brent, you want to see something crazy?
What's that? Those pinatas are like mushroom.
Nope.
You just watched the invisible shine.
Yeah, there's secret shines like that everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember so many of them. Yeah.
A lot of the hockey players I know of, or that I remember, are from like the mid-90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Kirk McLean, Pavel Bure, Alexander McGill-Neaton. These are just Canucks players, right? Trevor Linden.
I know Trevor Linden.
Then there was Gino Ojic.
Ooh! We get to beat up Shadow Mario for the... I don't know if that's the hover one or the...
I can't remember. It's like I can clearly know that there are more, and I recognize it if I hear it, but I just don't remember the names of the others. So I remember watching a shitload of Canucks when I was like grade 1 or 2, which is like 92, 93, 94, and 95.
Yeah.
That's when I watched like hockey a lot. And one of those years, 94, was one where Canucks went to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to say playoffs and finals at the same time as the finals.
Finals.
Oh, you got the jet one.
Yep.
Nice.
Blue coin.
And I just remember, like, being really, like, watching it a lot with my dad.
Yeah.
And then they lost the finals in the playoffs to, I think, New York.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very big one.
Oh, no.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And then I stopped kind of watching it like a couple of years after that. And I think of when Dallas was a problem for Canucks.
Oh, yeah.
And then I started watching again when Linden came back to the Canucks.
Oh, okay.
So after he left, and when he came back, I watched it a little bit after that, but I didn't really follow it closely. Yeah. And then he retired, and I never watched it again.
Yeah. There was a period of time where I got really into the Canucks. And I actually, like, I don't know, I was like, whoa, everyone's into sports, like, I want to be into sports too. and stuff. And so I'd watch, games, and I'd write.
I just get thrown through it.
Pretty much, dude. I would play or watch the games. I'd write down the numbers, like who these people are and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna train myself to like remember these people. And then I did it for like a season, and then I don't know. I just never really watched it too much after that. I think for that season, it's like, okay, Canucks are out, so now I'm just not gonna watch it. And then the next season came, and I'm like, I don't really feel like going back to that at all. Yeah,
like Kirk McLean.
Yeah.
He owned like a bunch of Mr. Mikes, and the one in my hometown,
Yeah.
Terrace.
Okay.
And he did a freaking signing there.
Right.
So I have a Kirk McLean signed card.
Oh, wow.
Because I waited in line for like an hour to get it.
Nice. Man, you get to wait an hour and get a card, and most people have to wait like 8 hours to vote.
Also in Terrace, they brought the Stanley Cup there in the place I worked, the Save On Foods.
Oh, that's interesting.
They brought it there, and I look like I just look stupid because I have like a shaved, buzzed head. It's like very short hair.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling like I look stupid.
Aww.
Because I look like a kid, like a child.
Yeah.
When I was like 22.
Yeah.
And I looked like I was like 15.
Oh no. Oh, dude, if I shaved the beard, then I would be the exact same way. Basically, was that a? Oh, okay, it's regular.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Then when I was living in Victoria, they also brought the Stanley Cup there.
Oh, okay.
And it was it was twins.
The Sedins?
Cliff Ronning.
Oh.
Cliff Ronning and somebody, his brother, something other Ronning. I can't remember the other Ronning.
Matt Groening? Graining?
They were there in Victoria when I was like 12, and I got a picture of it.
Oh, that's cool.
With them, so I've seen the cup a couple times already.
Yeah.
In 2 different cities.
Oh, poo!
Counts. And I got a picture with that in front of it in the mall.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it was for somebody who's not really into watching hockey. I've seen that Stanley Cup a couple times now.
Yeah. Wow.
I prefer playing sports over watching sports.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't like either. It's not that I don't like sports. Sports are okay. It just depends the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people are like, John, you're Canadian and yet you don't like hockey, and I'm like, yeah, shit's boring. It's fine. Like, it's not that bad, but at the same time, it's just not. I don't know. I have problems with games where it's, 2 teams. There is goals on either side, and you've got a couple periods or whatever, and you literally just wait there the entire time waiting for something to happen, and then potentially nothing happens for the entire time.
The only reason why I liked watching hockey was mostly because there was a lot of stuff going on, and when it goes on very quickly, and things can change very fast.
Right.
Oh. On the other hand, baseball has got to be the most boring sport to ever watch.
Yeah.
Just because it's no, maybe even football,
there we
possibly soccer. Those 3 are like tied for boring.
That's the thing. So I agree with you on soccer. 100%. I know a lot of people that really like soccer, and I'm like, you know what? That's another thing where you could go an entire game where nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like, or if stuff happens, like, it's just...
It's 120 minutes of you watching a ball go back and forth.
Yeah.
Very far. And you're like, is there any real, like, anything to this? There's too many people on the thing.
Yeah.
And they're all kicking the ball back and forth, and they're just playing pass.
Yeah. That's what I get with hockey, is the thing too, though. Is that, like, okay, you can just pass the puck back and forth, and the exciting thing is people can beat each other up. That's the exciting part.
What I like about hockey is that there's only 6 players. 6 players on each side, including the goalie. And it is a lot of passing, but it's a lot quicker and things can change very fast.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's why I like watching it a lot more, because you can see how momentum actually does affect one team over the other.
Yeah.
And how if they change it, they can easily get a bunch of goals. So like it can be a high-scoring game, and also a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
And but soccer, on the other hand, it's always a low-scoring game.
Oh yeah.
And it's 120 minutes of low score. At least in hockey, it's like 60 minutes at most.
Well,
60 minutes.
60
20
minutes
per period.
Yeah.
And then there's overtime stuff.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes 5 minutes. And that's calling straight, like without breaks or anything.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It's like hockey can be a high-scoring thing, right? Or like entertaining enough that's like, yeah, it's going back and forth like fast and stuff. But I think in general, hockey players over years and time and the training that they have just gotten too good, in the sense that, or maybe just specifically the goalies have gotten too good, that for me, a lot of the games that I watch, they'll be like 1-0.
Yeah.
Because they'll go the entire game. Both goalies are really, really good, and they make some great saves, and it might be really epic in that sense. But then it's like, okay, in the end, like one thing of significance actually happened.
Yeah,
which bores me to death.
For those ones, I do like the hits. Like, there's a lot of
there's
really good timed hits. Like, there's actually good breakaways, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just see, since I was actually in hockey, ice hockey.
Oh, okay.
So I do like any of the breakaways.
Right.
Because
those are exciting. Breakaways are exciting.
Especially from the perspective of the goalie.
Yeah.
It's like I've gloved a breakaway shot.
Yeah.
It's like and that was for like the first tie game of the season.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound very good, but seeing as that we lost like 15 games before that, and then got our first tied game.
Yeah, like that.
It was a freaking good game.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite gloves.
Nice.
Like, I basically risked that, highly risked that, for being an idiot and not just like actually blocking it or going out to challenge him. Or I just kind of like stayed back a little bit too far and then just blocked it. I was lucky he didn't lift it any higher than he did.
Yeah.
But there was just like goalie stuff is my favorite thing. Just I played a lot of floor hockey goalie in elementary school. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 is when I was playing floor hockey at lunch.
Right.
And then like twice, 2 or 3 times a week, we'd just have teams play against each other. And I was either the goalie that let 0 goals in or let 10.
Yeah.
I was never in between.
You're either really, really good or you really, really suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the same thing with ice hockey. As soon as I got used to the skates, and then it was either a bunch of goals in or nothing.
Yeah.
And that 4-4, it was like the first time I was getting a handle of this on actually being a goalie. And I stopped going after that season because the team that I was on didn't have enough players.
Oh.
So it was only 9 players, including the goalies, and they needed the goalies to come out and be a forward or a defenseman.
Yeah.
And I was a shit defenseman.
Oh no.
A shit forward. And I got cross-checked in the throat.
Ooh.
And I went down hard.
I was gonna say that.
And I'm like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I can't play as a player, and especially if my team's like,
fuck off. Damn it. Ah.
It's like I do a pretty good goalie. I'm not great, but I do pretty good.
Yeah. When I was ever having to do like floor hockey. I never did it outside of school. It was just for like PE.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would do it, and everyone would want me to be the goalie, not because I was a good goalie, but because I was fat. And everyone's like, well,
Jeez.
if he's like,
It's-
he's wider, so therefore it's going to be less less goals will go in just by him not doing anything. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that's unfortunate.
It's okay. Like I like at the time I didn't know that's what it was, right? Until I found out afterwards, and I was like, oh, you know what, whatever. I liked being goalie anyways because I didn't have to run around, so I could keep being fat.
I guess true.
It worked out for me, so I was okay with it.
But I was the kind of goalie who just like, oh yeah, that's one of the other goalies, Corey Hirsch.
Oh
He
yeah,
used to like flop around a lot.
yeah,
That's my favorite thing to do as a goalie. Just like jump and kind of dive for the puck to block, and that's generally what I did a lot.
nice.
And then that's the double-edged thing. It's like I get there quick enough, but I also tire myself out.
Yeah,
And because I tired myself out, I can no longer. I in the third period I suck.
oh yeah, because especially in games like that, you really need to like keep your stamina, like
Yeah.
okay, I guess, right?
And on that note, football has got to be one of the most boring one to watch. Fun
Yeah.
to play,
Yeah.
most boring to watch. Because I timed it a few times. Now, like it's like 20 seconds of gameplay
Yeah,
and like 2 minutes of just standing around doing fuck all.
yeah.
For every 20 seconds of actual play time, there's an equivalent to 2 minutes of nothing.
Of just nothing. I get that. I totally understand that. And especially because like that's the thing. I find football is one of those things where if you've got two really good teams, then it's one of those things that could make for a really great game or it's gonna really suck. Is the thing, right? Like you're either going to have a match where both teams are scoring a lot,
Yeah.
right? And it's really close and it's really like almost tied at every goal, right? Or every whatever you call it. Dude, what do you call it in football? Goal? Touchdown, yeah. At every
Field
like
goals.
things like that, right? At every one of those, it's like, oh, now they're gonna catch up and all that stuff. But there is a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of breaks, and kind of tying back in with what I said about hockey, I think that happens a lot in hockey as well, which is something that I am not a fan of. Like, for instance, somebody gets a penalty or somebody's high sticking or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like they need to stop the game for like 2 minutes. But it happens so much is the thing that gets me. Yeah, that is one thing I will say soccer has over games like that because they just add up that time at the end. They never stop the game.
Yeah.
For it, they're just like, hey, you know what? Just add up all the time that we would have done for like penalties or whatever, right? Just add it at the end. We'll plus it by like 2 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes, and they'll play for an extra however long, right? Like that's okay. But hockey and football, they do that quite a bit, which just stops the game, and I'm just like, this isn't. I don't know. It's just something that bothers me in it.
Yeah, when hockey was like checking the cameras for every little goal.
Yeah.
That slowed down everything and kind of made it boring.
Yeah.
When they figured out how to like make it a little quick. Oh shit. When the game started playing a little quicker, then it was more interesting.
Yeah.
I think around the time I stopped playing or watching was when they changed the rules to always check the cameras for goals,
Right.
And see if a player was in the blue crease or something.
Yeah, to see if there was like, like a penalty or someone was in
penalty,
the box or like.
Just basically,
Yeah.
did it actually go over the line? It's
Yeah.
like, did majority of the puck make it? Why can't I control this?
It's not good. It is not. The turning in it is not good. Because Mario fully needs to turn around or like spin to move in a direction.
Okay,
right?
where's the moving coin? There's always a moving
There's one at the very top, and there's one at the very bottom, and those are the only two you have left. Yep, there you go.
There's usually like one that follows a bunch of fish.
Yeah, well, there is one in the beach level when you have to collect red coins. There's a few in there that will do that, but come on, Brent, you've got this. You've got it. Yeah. Oh, nice. Now you just fall to the bottom. That's it. It's like at the... Yeah, you see where it is. You got it.
Trying to freaking drive a thing like a pallet jack.
You're right. Pretty much, dude. So in terms of sports, hockey, I'm not a huge fan of, but I will watch it, and it can be hype, but most of the time it's not for me. Football can be hype, but a bad game of football is the worst. Is literally like, it sucks. Like, worse than hockey. Worse than hockey, worse than soccer. Like, a bad game of football, just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baseball, I'm okay with. I'm okay with baseball just because that is a game that's always progressing. And for the most part, there's always something happening in it. Like, I'm sure there's been games where not a lot of, runs go through, but sometimes, it's just tons of runs and all that, right? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. The game... Have I told you the game that I like watching the most?
No... Golf.
Yes. Everyone's going to be mad at me saying that, but golf, I will watch golf.
It's like, I like playing all the sports. I do like playing all the sports. Like, I do not like watching them all, though. And football is one of the boring ones because it's mostly like the announcers talking about who's good and why they're good.
Yeah.
And then they'll break for 20 seconds to watch them actually do the sport.
Yeah.
And then they'll go back to saying, this is why they're good, and this is what their team is, this is what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So it's trying to create a motivation and a story and just something to make the game interesting.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're putting a lot of work into being interesting, knowing that they're not interesting.
Yeah, no, I could definitely get that. I mean, it could be partly the announcers for it, like who they are, but...
The only interesting announcer is Madden.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, I don't know. The reason that I am really, like, out of all the sports, I'm most into golf, is because that is a game where there is always constant progress happening. Like, you're not gonna have a golf player that's like, well, he didn't hit the ball. Or something, right? He swung and he swung and he missed, and therefore now
add 2 to his score.
Yeah,
it's like, he's up against. It's basically golf is just you're up against yourself all the time.
Yeah,
and then you compare your results to the other people at the end.
Yeah,
it's like I get that, but it's still.
Oh, I pulled a Brent. No, I pulled a Brent. Oh.
At the end, it is just seeing a ball move from one place to another.
It is, but it's progress.
And I can simplify anything and make it sound boring.
Well,
it's
yeah,
like,
I mean...
This game, it's just Mario going from one area back to the other and trying to... I don't fucking know.
Survive.
Yeah. And just to water plants.
That's fair. To get rid of graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just somebody doing community service.
That's a great like synopsis of Mario Sunshine. Mario gets sent to jail and has to do community service. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. That is kind of one of the reasons I like golf, is just because no matter what, there is always something happening. And yes, the way they do like tournaments is like, you're not going to watch like just one golfer the entire time. Like, it's going to switch between like, all these different people, and it goes on for a long time because not everyone starts at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? But you also feel more attached to the players rather than in something like football where everyone's just kind of a collective uniform.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the numbers on the back, but like sometimes the numbers are just like not... I don't know. Like, I don't really follow the numbers, so I wouldn't know if they're like, number 42, this person is like really good. And I'd be like, I can't even see which one that is. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there is one sport you should watch.
What?
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu?
Yeah, that's
Is it
it's an
haikus?
anime.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm down with
It's
that.
about volleyball.
Oh, I've heard of it
and
actually.
it's great.
Is it?
It's fantastic.
I've never watched sports anime
if you need
before.
to learn what volleyball is like, very entertaining at least.
Yeah.
That makes it very entertaining.
Okay, I have to interject quickly.
To do a spin on a screw.
No. Okay, you see how those are moving along those blocks?
Yep.
Right there? Those blocks are actually not supposed to be there. This is something that is only in the emulator version. It's a glitch.
Ah.
Yep. So a lot of people were mad about that too.
So it just tells you the path it's going.
Basically, it tells you the path they're going, but you see they're just little square blocks, right? They're never supposed to be shown.
Yeah, you can tell that looks like the Photoshop image where it's supposed to get cropped out.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what it is.
It's
in
background that's not supposed to show up.
Yeah, and that was something that was brought up in like the list of reports in the like bugged emulator version.
Oh yeah.
And it's something that they fixed in the Dolphin version, but they didn't fix for this version of it, right?
And I know why they called it the Dolphin version. I just realized. That was the code name of the GameCube when it was in production.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's great. I didn't know about that, actually.